My name is Wally Wang from Notes from the Underground. I'm here with Seisha and her wonderful Native American shop. So can you tell us a little bit about your store?
Yes, Tatsala. Good afternoon. My name is One Who Takes Care of Water, also known as Station Morphine. Tatspa'ain, welcome. Right now we are standing in Traditions gift shop, in which we opened about 5 months ago. And if you look over here to our right, you'll notice that there's a sign that says Nez Perce Tourism, established in 2019. So my original company that I began in 2019 was a tourism agency, and it's all completely authentic travel, indigenous travel, led by Nimipu, which is Nez Perce. And so this has been a wonderful opportunity for us to be able to share our story from our own perspective, in which for hundreds of years it has been the very colonial perspective of our story shared with the world. And so this is our time to step forth as Nimipu and to be able to share our story from our perspective, from our language, from a place of healing, and from our land. And so this is really important to us, but as we all know, about a year ago, COVID-19 hit the world. And so I had to be very strategic in what we were going to do with tourism. And so what we did is we opened up a gift shop, and this has just been the people's place. People come and gather here, they sell here, they trade here. They're able to receive and buy merchandise, beadwork, dentillia shell, quill work. I mean, if you look around, there's so many different things that are authentically made. We have parfleche here, and this is beautiful. This parfleche belt is done by a Nimipu family, and this is all they do. This is how they pay their bills, their water, their mortgage, insurance. This literally is their way of life. So for us to be able to support something like that is the world to me.
Wow, that's incredible. So you always get different items if people are trading. So it's never the same, right?
Yep, that's true. And so dentillia is Indian money. And let me see if I can find a piece of dentillia. Yep, so right here. So this is before money was printed. This was our form of cash, dentillia shell. So there wasn't a dentillia shell, a buffalo robe that didn't cross Nimipu country without our approval, because we have such vast water systems, in which I'm sure you guys have seen with your trip here. But it's so important that we continue these trade routes and these miles of water. And before we acquired the Appaloosa horse in the 1700s, we used moccasins. We walked everywhere in our moccasins. And before, the men would only have the beadwork on the moccasins, and the females would have no beadwork. But nowadays, we've changed with our times, and so before, like I said, horses, we use moccasins to travel everywhere. So can you imagine walking thousands of miles each season, following the seasonal realms, following the salmon, the Nassau, following the buffalo, following the elk, the bite, all of these things, and so we're so connected with our elements, such as these shells, but these are really important to us still today. But yeah, you can come in the shop, you can get hand drums, and these are hand drums made by bison and elk. And so we have a local artist, and Tommy Williamson, he's Nimipu, he's Nez Perce. And so he goes out and harvests his own animals. He uses the meat. He preserves the antlers. And we've been so exquisite in what we do as Native American people, specifically Nimipu, is we don't waste any of our animal. And for the parts that we do, like say for example the Nassau, the inner parts, when we gut our fish, when we gut our relatives, we throw them right back in the water systems. So the nourishment and the elements within that fish go back to the land. So there's a huge reciprocity relationship that we have with our animal relatives. But yeah, through our songs and our language and through our cultural history, these things are developed. And so we do have a drumstick maker, we have women drummers, we have male drummers.
And these are all authentic, the way it's been done traditionally.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff, of course we have different materials used, but a lot of the material items still have the same purpose. So it's very important, the work that we do in tourism and in the gift shop experiences. We are really promoting cultural preservation. And for me, that's the biggest thing that we can do, is help tie our youth to their identity, to remind them who they are and where they come from. And having a gift shop like this in the middle of Nimipu country in beautiful downtown Lewiston has been something that the people have wanted, both tribal and non-tribal people, for a really long time. So we do welcome you to check us out online as well, www.nezpercetraditions.com. We also have Facebooks and Instagrams for Nez Perce Tourism and Traditions Gift Shop. So if you're an artist, tribal, indigenous artist, Artists of color, please get with us. We would love to work with you on also maybe selling some of your items and maybe even putting together some workshops that we can work together on.
How many families do you support through your gift shop?
So for last year, through Nez Perce Tourism, we contracted 55 different individuals to share the language, the songs, performances. There's all kinds of different styles of performance. This one in particular is a fast and fancy shawl. And so we have, the traditional regalia for women and also for men. But we have 6-7 different styles of categories with that. But last year what we did is we worked with 55 different individuals for performance-based. And so for the Traditions gift shop, we work with double that as far as families and individuals that have items in our gift shop, both tribal and local folks. And so this last 5 months, we've been able to give out $50,000 just within the last 5 months, and at the most critical time where families are in the most need. And so we don't do any consignment type base. We buy everything outright at a wholesale model, and then we sell retail. And so it's really nice for families to be able to work on their crafts, their items together, and then come and sell bulk, to pay their rent, to pay whatever it is that they may need. So it's been extremely liberating for me to be able to just be a small part of that.
So you mentioned you sell these items online. What's the furthest you've ever shipped an item around the world?
So far, it's been in North America, and it's been over to Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lady who purchased one of the Ellen Taylor Chief Joseph prints, and then she also purchased a pair of beaded earrings as well. So the beaded earrings are wonderful. They always have, the buckskin backings. They're either dangled or fingernail, but always one of a kind. You'll never be able to get another pair of these. Even if somebody tries, the beads will never be the same. Yes, so these are all one of a kind pieces.
Now you also mentioned the tourism. Now if somebody was going to take a tour, what would they see and experience?
Oh, Nez Perce Tourism is so alive. It's so dynamic. So I did 2 years of market research and feasibility study for what Nez Perce tourism would look like. And so it wasn't something that I just opened up right away. I was very deliberate and will this be successful? And I already knew it would, because I was given a directive from our ancestors, and they told me that, you might not feel adequate and you might not feel like you're the person for this, but we are selecting you. And so I was given a direct order from my ancestors to do this. And so I did the 2 years of market research, very intense market research, and I found out that in 2018 there was 164 tourism business related businesses in the LC Valley. All of them which were sharing the Nez Perce, Lewis and Clark among the Nez Perce perspectives, narratives, stories. Not one was tribal. Not one was tribally owned. So we have a huge market here in the LC Valley, of course with our river systems again, and that's with the cruise line industry that come from the Pacific Ocean. So just with that one industry alone, if I'm able to take a bird's eye view, I know that there's already 30,000 individual people coming to the LC Valley looking for authentic experiences, looking to learn about the Nez Perce, the Niimiku. And all of these other entities, 164 of them, also federal agencies, sharing our story, but from their perspective. And that's not what people want. People want to meet the people. They want to see us. They want to interact with us and feel our spirits, because we do come from such a place of healing, such a spirit of resilience and love. And that's something that we've always had. And when we look at the Lewis and Clark expedition, that's why they were successful, is because of our help. And I have no shame in saying that again. The Lewis and Clark expedition would not have made it without the help of the Niimiku people. And it goes back to our generosity, our hospitality, our love for all people. So we're bringing that back right into the root of our foundation of where we're located. And the Niimiku are a big part of the Pacific Northwest. And so when they come, they experience us as a people. They experience authenticity, hospitality, love, respect, and they'll understand and they'll gain the insight of why and how we are all connected through the elements of life. Just a couple of those elements include, light. We all need light to survive. We all need water. We all need spirit. We all need, these are just a few of the things that we all need as living elements of this world. And so going back down to those foundational truths and sharing that with people, they really love that. And of course, a lot of our work, we do get dressed in a regalia. And so I have a bighorn sheep dress that's over 200 years old. And it's just, and you can feel it's alive still, this 200-year-old dress is still alive. And so just being able to present that, and when Nez Perce show up, we show up. You know, we don't just, oh, hey, yeah, the Nez Perce are here. No, it's the Nez Perce are here because we come in a big and a bold way. And so those are just some of the things with tourism. There are some things that have been extremely delicate, and some of that is the information that we keep sacred. And so just making sure that I communicate with my communities that, you know, the information that is secret and sacred, you can I'll reassure you that's where it will stay. So yeah, there's a big responsibility through tourism and even through the gift shop, because we have some delicate information that we don't want exploited. So we're very respectful of that.
So if somebody wanted to take a tour, how would they get in touch with you?
You can book right online. We have a great booking software, but it's again www.nezpercetraditions.com. We do whitewater rafting, jet boat tours, dinner tours, cultural tours, customized tours. We have van rental service. I mean, we have great relationships with a lot of our local hotels. My #1 hotel that I'm always going to recommend is the Clearwater River Casino. They just do such a dynamic job of checking in, making sure that you have all the accommodations that you need throughout their stay, and it's located right on the Clearwater River. By coming and experiencing parts of Nimiipuu history and Nimiipuu culture, we do want to bring that foundation of how important unity is as we move forward with life.
Well, thank you very much. It's been very interesting. I'm Wally Wang, talking to you from Idaho, and that's Notes from the Underground.